we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's Sunday morning. I'm Walter, your independent travel agent. Good to see everybody. How's everybody doing? Hope you're all doing well. We're back. We're back. We're back home. We're back home, everybody. It's been a long time. Thanks for following along. You know, I really didn't post as much as I thought I would from the road. But one, we were busy. Two, we were hosting some fabulous people in Hawaii. And three, we were busy. Having fun. So I'm going to work on that in the future. I'm going to try and post more while we're on the road, certainly in the future. But thanks so much for coming along. Thanks so much for all the fabulous comments while we were on the road. Y'all are absolutely amazing. Hey, Joe. Hey, Jenny. Hey, Kurt. Eric. Hey, Eric. How you doing? I hope you're doing real well, Eric. Mimi's here. Alex is here. Bills fan, how is it up there in Toronto today? We've got, I think it's 81 right now in Orlando. Hi, Annette, Rick, Benny, how's everybody doing? Thomas, how are you, man? Good to see you. And Becky is here as well. Hi, Felix. 46 days until the La Lida Loca Triangle Cruise. You are absolutely correct, Felix. That's going to be so exciting. We're so ready for that, especially, 2 days ago we were sitting in Great Stirrup Key. We were on the Norwegian Encore, but the Norwegian Dawn was actually tendering there, and she was just sitting right out there in the harbor, and I was like, oh man, that's basically the ship we're going to be on in 46 days. So yes, I'm very excited about that. Folks, if you're new to the channel, I invite you to subscribe, like, share, do all those wonderful things that social media likes for you to do. And if we can help you in any way plan your travels, our services are truly 100% free to you. So just reach out, where'swaltertravel.com, or wherever you're watching me, YouTube, YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. There are links in my description, or there's links in my bio. So certainly do reach out. We were honored with some absolutely stonking amazing awards recently, including I'm apparently the top agent in the state of Florida for KHM Travel Group. So how about that? Had no idea. Honestly, had absolutely no idea. We were also honored with the top agent for Oceania Cruises and the top agent for Virgin Voyages, my good friends over at Virgin Voyages. So yeah, y'all have been absolutely amazing people, just supporting us and allowing us to, be a part of your travel. So we're very thankful to all of you. Very thankful, especially for all of you guys sharing all of this information. Is absolutely amazing. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Oh, cool. You got a call at 4:30 today. Awesome. I got a bunch of calls today. Actually, I think I got like 5 or 6 calls today. So, but yeah, it was absolutely crazy. In fact, I was going to show the graphic later, but yeah, I'll jump right to it. Our group. We work under KHM Travel Group. They are based in Cleveland, Ohio, the cruise capital of the world, of course, Cleveland, Ohio. And there were about, 350 agents there. I think there's like 450, 500 people total with all of our suppliers. We had over 60 suppliers. And I had about 30 meetings with suppliers over the course of 3 days. It was absolutely insane. We had 2 major general sessions, and I had about 30 meetings, one-on-one meetings with our suppliers, Oceania, Celebrity, Royal Caribbean, Central Holidays, Colette, just a lot. We met with Land and Sea, huh?
Allianz?
Allianz, oh yeah, Allianz. I learned a lot from Allianz. Yeah, definitely. I want to talk about annual insurance with some of y'all, because I learned some things about annual insurance that I was not aware of. So this was good. But there's so much that I was doing, so much that we learned. And then to find out that, I knew we were doing pretty good. I just did not realize that we were like among that level. And then the capper was to hang out with one of the top agents in all of KHM Travel Group. Got to spend basically an entire day with Emily Bookie, who is one of the top folks there. Got a lot of information from her, got a lot of advice on, how to build a business and all of that. So, but yeah, so for 2025, I was the top agent for Oceania Cruises, for Virgin Voyages, and I'm the top agent in the state of Florida, which is insane because there are so many agents in the state of Florida. And to be the top for KHM Travel Group is absolutely insane. Rick, I see you're asking a question about annual travel insurance. Give me just a few minutes and I'll come back. I'll circle back to that. I'll be happy to talk about that. Thank you guys. I see all the congratulations going on there. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. Hey, Corey's here too. I see Corey popped in. Corey was with us on the trip. It was great to spend some quality one-on-one time with Corey and his lovely wife, Peggy. I know Rebecca and Peggy were hanging out quite a bit while Corey and I were meeting. Corey was in on a lot of my meetings. He was off doing his own meetings. It was absolutely great. Man, it was just amazing. Oh, Judy noticed the whirligig. Yes, there are turtles over my right shoulder. Yeah, over my right shoulder back there. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, Facebook, on the widescreen. But yes, we have turtles back there now. Good eye, Judy. But yeah, like Betty says, it was a great learning opportunity. And this is one of the things that we do as travel agents. We're constantly learning. And we have these live events. And in fact, I found out about some more live events that were hopefully going on. We had great conversations with both Avalon and Ama Waterways. You know, Avalon is going to be our host for the big Christmas markets cruise that we're doing in 2027. So we may be going over to see some of those ships this summer instead of waiting until next year. So working on that, go see some of those ships. So I'm very excited about going over to see some of that. So we'll kind of update you guys on all of that. I can barely talk. I'm kind of overwhelmed by what happened at that KHM event. So yeah, and we'll talk more about that a little bit later. We also got a good look at well, I guess I'm just going to jump right into it. Why not? I'm going to come back to annual insurance in just a moment. Oh, good. Tony did a nice tour of the Jewel while on the Kevin Smith cruise. That looks like a lot of fun. The other thing that we did while we were on the KHM cruise, we were on the Norwegian Encore. We went to Great Stirrup Cay. Great Stirrup Cay, which is their private island. It is literally right next door to Coco Cay. When you're on Great Stirrup Cay, you're looking over at Coco Cay. When you're on Coco Cay, you're looking over at Great Stirrup Cay. They're literally neighbors right there in the same area. And so we got a firsthand look of everything that's going on there. Now, first of all, the pier is open. It's open. It's not very pretty, but it is open. We did dock at the pier with the Norwegian Encore, and the Norwegian Dawn was actually tendering from just off the island from where they normally tender from. So they are doing 2 ships at the island already. And the plan is eventually the pier is going to be completed so that they can do 2 ships right at the island. Now, one of the things that we did while we were there, we went to their Silver Cove villas. These are their high-end villas that they have on the island, and they are available for the day. You can rent them by the day. They look almost like little small condos or something. They're absolutely beautiful. You get the 2 day beds out in front. So we did a standard size one. It's called a 1-bedroom because you can't actually sleep inside. So these things are absolutely stunning. So we got the 2 day beds outside. And then you get the whole building. So the building is an air-conditioned, solo, it's almost like a studio bedroom is what it's like. So you get this air-conditioned building, you get the padded loungers outside, and then I think the huge thing is you get a private bathroom with a shower. I think that was one of the biggest things, right? Like you don't have to go to the public bathroom or anything like that. You've got this building with your own private shower inside, and then of course you've got this big beautiful room. For those of you who are watching on TikTok right now, I'm showing some pictures over on the YouTube side of the villa itself, and then you also get 2 lagoons that are available to you. And we had the Ocean Lagoon, as they call it, and I don't know what they call the other one because those were the lagoon villas, so I guess it's the lagoon over there. I have no idea. But it was very nice of the Norwegian Dawn to set herself up so beautifully in the sun. It was like a picture postcard, taking a picture out there. It was just absolutely freaking stunning. So I can tell you guys, after being there, my gosh, these are absolutely, first of all, Royal Caribbean has absolutely nothing like these over on Coco Cay. I mean, literally nothing like these cabanas over on Coco Cay. These are in a quiet area. There's no DJ. There's no music blasting all over. It's quiet. It was what we were saying all day. It's so nice and quiet here. And then you looked over at the main beach with the mass of humanity running around over there. It was so quiet. It was so relaxing. You get, they keep walking by to, serve drinks. They bring some snacks out to you. You have a buffet. Now, it's not the most exciting buffet in the world, but you're not there with 5,000 people going through a buffet. You're just there with a couple hundred people going through the buffet, and that was really nice. They took really good care of us, and it was so worth it. It was so worth it. So I'm going to tell you guys, for 7 of us, it was $147 per person for the entire day, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Now, we got there closer to 10 by the time we got off the ship. And of course, if you're tendering, well, then, it may take a little bit longer to get over there. But
and the process to get there is a little convoluted at the moment, anyway. I don't know if it'll change once all their construction's done.
It's a major construction zone right now throughout the entire island. And you're driving past all this construction to get there. But it was like a 3-step process to actually get to our cabana, which was a little weird. But maybe that's going to be improved when it's all said and done. But I'm telling you, folks, it is well worth it. Now, the way those Silver Cove villas work, it's a set price for the one we did, the 1-bedroom. It's a set price for 6 people, up to 6 people. It's just one price. So you can bring 1 person, you can do 6 people. That's going to be the same price. But our villa held 8 people. So we just simply added, you can add 2 more people to it. You just go down to shore excursion desk and you add another person, and boom, now you've got 7 or 8 people in there. You get a wristband. You got to have a wristband to get entry into the area. Then they have 2-bedroom villas as well, like for families, for larger families, and they do have slightly larger villas as well. They're not necessarily a 2-bedroom, just the space itself is a little bit larger. I can tell you that they are just 100% worth it. It was probably the most relaxing time we've ever had on a private island. It really, really, really was. So, but we're hoping that they will have a direct, maybe they'll pick you up right at the pier and take you straight out to Silver Cove instead of the 3-step process that they do right now. It was a bit convoluted. It was not well marked. It was a little frustrating to get there, but then once we were there, oh my God, it was absolutely beautiful. So, and it was a lot easier to get back to the ship once we knew what we were doing. So, hey, Darla's in Puerto Rico. How about that? You're about to get, are you going on Explorer? Let's see, XJI tomorrow. Is that Explorer? I don't know what XJI is. So sorry. Okay, so we had Rick ask me about annual travel insurance. So I'm gonna jump into that right now before we talk about anything. And if you got questions about Norwegian, the Norwegian Encore, it's a pretty ship. It's a nice ship. Again, the food was, especially the main dining room was okay. I thought the buffet was better than it has been on some of the other ships. It seemed like there was a little bit more variety, so that was good. And certainly we did not go hungry whatsoever. I know I gained some weight on the. I'm gonna tell you guys, I only gained 4 pounds, 29 days away. That's not bad. I'm gonna take that for the win. Being that many days on a ship. So 16 days, 23 days on a cruise ship. I only gained 4 pounds. I'm going to take that for the win. And the way I do that is I try not to use the elevators ever, which is a good thing on the Emerald Princess, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So annual travel insurance. So here's what we learned. I had a great meeting with Allianz, who is the company that we use, and that we do recommend to everybody. One thing is, with annual travel insurance, there is a cap to how many days you can be gone in a row. And with one of the policies, you can be gone for 90 days, but for most of the policies, you can be gone for 45 days. Now, that might sound like a lot, but for some of our clients, they are getting into that range where they're traveling, maybe from the time they fly, they get to wherever it is, they're taking a nice long cruise, and they're going to stay there for a while. They could be up against the 45 days. Rebecca and I are actually kind of getting some trips where we could be close to that 45 days at some point. Well, we got 30 days now. All it takes is 15 more days, and we're there. So there are limits to how long you can travel. And then there are a couple other limitations with the annual policy in terms of the coverage amount. So, instead of it, say, being $5,000 per person, $10,000 per person, it's a $10,000 bucket. is what it is. Like the coverage limits are 10,000. It's not 10,000 per person, it's 10,000. So if you need more and things like that, it's 45 days in one trip. 45 days in one trip. Thank you for asking that question. So it's 45 days in one, so you can be gone for 44 days, come home, and go right back out. So yeah, so it's the amount of time for one trip. Like I leave the house and I don't come back for 45 or 46 days. It's not collectively, it is the entire trip, just at one length of time for a trip. So yeah, so like the policy that has 90 days, you can be gone for 88 days, come home, and then go out for 88 days again, and you're gonna be perfectly fine. So it's just one continuous trip is what they're talking about. So there are some limits, and the other thing that Steve over at Allianz was saying, he said, the coverage itself is actually better per trip, because you do save money with the annual. So it's something that you really need to look at. He felt that the individual coverage per trip was better if you did it per trip versus annual. Now, we've done the calculations. We're happy with the annual. We feel that it covers us well enough to cover our needs. But it is something that I'll be talking about, and especially that time limit, because like I said, we have some clients who are taking some longer trips. While we were on the Emerald Princess, we were talking to one of our guests who's looking at a 60-day round trip to Australia from the West Coast. So there you go, 60 days. That's going to exceed 45 right there. So there are some issues with Allianz when you do something like that. How do they know how many days people are gone? That's a great question. I mean, you're going to have to prove the length of the trip. You're going to have to, one of the things they're going to ask you is, when did you depart and when did you come home? That is one of the things that they're going to ask for some sort of proof of that, like such.
If you make a claim.
Yeah, if you make a claim. So, I mean, you're going to have like a hotel receipt for when you left or something. You're going to have to prove the length of the trip, or you're just going to have to prove that something happened on a trip. So you're going to have to show that, and that's going to be one of those things that you're going to have to present. Now, if there are specific questions about, whatchamacallit, if there are specific questions about the coverage, about the policies and things like that, you got to call Allianz. They're great on the phone. I'm not qualified to really dive deep into insurance. I can talk high level, but if you really have questions about it. Are rates standard, or are they based on age and health? Another excellent question. They're based primarily on three things. Yes, your age, the cost of the travel, and then number three, the big surprise, the state that you live in the United States, because every state has their own rules and regulations. And I can tell you, just unscientifically, it appears that the state of Washington has the lowest travel insurance rates in the United States. And a lot of the East Coast, California, you do have some of the higher, but it's not like a huge jump. Like it's fairly level. It's just the state of Washington seems to have definitely it's noticeably lower than everybody else. But it's that state that you live in. I didn't know about that until we started selling travel insurance, but that actually really that's a big factor in it, of course. So, yeah. Judy, when you file a claim, you have to give them a copy of your cruise itinerary. Oh yeah, that's right, because Judy had to file a claim just recently. One of the things, one of the reasons why we do recommend Allianz all the time is because of their claim service. They have excellent claim service. Judy got injured on a Margaritaville cruise that we were actually with her on. It was not a pretty sight. I felt so bad for her. And then our Hawaii cruise, one of our clients had to cancel, I think it was 2 weeks before we left, because a family member took a turn for the worse. And even before we got on the ship, they were processing his claim. And what Steve was telling us what he was telling us at the event was that their goal is to get the claim service down to 24 hours. 24 hours. They're working on, they're using AI to help process stuff faster. And he said, like the minor stuff, he said, like hotels and flights and stuff like that, we can usually turn that around in 24 hours right now. But they're working on like the cruise stuff and things like that. Like they want to be able to turn this stuff around in 24 hours. So, Rick, if you buy a policy, is it retroactive? No, it's effective from the date. Well, let's put it to you this way. It's effective from the date that the policy starts. So if you haven't traveled yet, it will cover anything that you haven't traveled on yet if you're doing an annual. If you're doing an annual policy and it starts today and your cruise is next week, it will cover the cruise next week, yes. That's the whole point of it. It covers all travel from today until 364 days, and then you renew it. And what he said you want to do in terms, oh, this was the other thing I learned too, in terms of renewal. So we always talk about pre-existing conditions. He said if the original policy has pre-existing conditions covered, you just want to renew your policy at least 1 week before the old policy lapses. Or within, I think he may have even said you can do it 1 week after. I really want to get Steve on the show because we get so many questions about travel insurance. I'm going to see if I can get Steve to come on one of our Thursday night shows because y'all have so many questions about travel insurance. So I really do want to, I want to get him on the show so y'all can like go ahead and answer, ask questions. Oh, there's JC saying that luggage was destroyed and Allianz paid within a week of the claim. So wow. Cruiser, love you guys. Is it hard to transfer a booking to you? You're not happy with the travel agent and you have a deposit. That's a great question. The answer is technically yes, you could. But when you book with a travel agent, the original travel agent actually has to release the booking. They have to say, yes, it's okay for me to let it go and to give it to another travel agent. That's part of the protection. You don't just want people just saying, oh, I don't like this travel agent, I'm just gonna move it over to this person. There are some protections put in place by the cruise lines, and rightfully so, because we all work hard. I know you may not be happy with that person, but we, like us, we don't charge any fees. We only get paid commission. So when people pull a cruise from us or they cancel a cruise, then we don't get paid. So technically, it is possible, but generally, you can only transfer a cruise if you book it directly with the cruise line or directly with the hotel or whatever it is. If you book directly with the travel entity, then yes, you can then transfer ownership of it over to a travel agent. I'm sorry, you're not.
Although if you get through this one trip with your current agent and you decide on that cruise you want to book one of their future cruise things, you can let them know at that time
Yes.
that you do not want it assigned to that agent in the future. 'Cause
Correct.
otherwise, it will automatically go to them.
Correct. So when I book you on Royal Caribbean, and you're on the Royal Caribbean ship and you book another cruise, it automatically is assigned to me. So if you're not happy with your current situation and you're going to be on a ship and you're like, okay, I'm going to buy a future cruise credit, I'm going to book another cruise, you have to tell them at the future cruise desk, I do not want this assigned to the current travel agent. And then what they will do is they will just do a direct booking. Or if you have the information of the new travel agent, you can say, I want it to go to this travel agent. So a little convoluted, but it's a valid protection. We all work hard in this business, and look, we're not all perfect. I don't know the situation. I don't want to know the situation, but nobody's perfect. But yes, I have. I've had people come over to us from other agencies, and we've had people leave us too because they're not happy for one reason or another, and that's okay. There are hundreds of it just within KHM Travel Group. There's about 5,600 of us, all great folks. So, Rebecca, have we ever had to use our travel insurance? I don't think so.
No, we have not.
Not yet. 20 years of cruising.
Came close.
Yeah, we came really close.
I did get injured on the Norwegian getaway way back. But I slipped on a wet spot in the buffet, and they determined that it was not my fault.
Yes.
So they did not make me pay for the trip insurance, the
Right.
medical care.
Right.
They paid for it. But if
Right.
they had made me pay for it, if they determined somehow I was responsible or partly responsible,
Yeah.
I had the travel insurance, I could have filed a claim.
Yep. So we always have travel insurance. Great question. Is Allianz and Ali's the same? Ali's is the mobile app for Allianz. So yeah, they're just the same. It's just a mobile app. And the cool thing about that mobile app, you can start a whole claim service right on there. And even more importantly, they have a virtual doctor on there. So you can get hold of a doctor. I was talking to one of our agents at the conference, and he was, where was he? He was in Africa, he was in Brazil, he was somewhere. And something happened. And he got on the Ali's app, and a doctor came on and told him, Oh, no, the doctor came on, gave him some information, but then Ali's also told him where he could go in the local area to get it taken care of, and that's what he did. So Ali's can't do that in the United States. I can't remember why. There's some regulation that Ali's can't tell you where to go in the United States, but when you're outside the country, Ali's will tell you where you can go in the surrounding area to get a medical situation taken care of. That's like really, I didn't even know that. I'm like, yes, that's really cool. So yeah. So I didn't mean to have a whole travel insurance discussion, but thank you. That was a great question. So yeah. But yeah, so Allianz has the Ali's app, and you can get a doctor on there. You can get medical advice, and they will even tell you if you're in a strange place where you can go to get medical attention. That is truly awesome. So, Stitch, that's a great name. I love Stitch, and it's Stitch 626. That is so perfect. What a great handle. You just jumped in. Were you talking about placeholder being able to put different TA on board? Yeah. So basically, if you have a cruise booking under another travel agent, it is purposely difficult to take that booking away and hand it to another travel agent. That was the initial question. And the original travel agent actually has to release it, or the travel agency actually has to release it in order. Now, if you book on board the ship and you don't want it assigned to the person who booked you on that cruise, then you ask them, please don't assign it to anybody or assign it to this person. But the question was, what if I have something already booked with a travel agent? Can I give it to somebody else? The answer is no, you can't just give it to somebody else. You have to have the original agent release it. But if you book directly with a cruise line or a travel partner, you can then have that booking assigned to the travel agent, so then the travel agent can take care of it and manage it for you from there.
Within a certain number of days.
Yeah,
of the
usually.
booking.
You should bring that over so it's a little closer in front of you.
No, it's fine.
How about Travelex compared to Allianz? I don't know. I know nothing about Travelex, so I'm sorry I can't comment on that.
And somebody earlier did ask about the weather in Hawaii, if we want to.
Oh,
change
did
topic.
you? Did you? Gotcha. Okay, thank you. And we got Party of One down here. Emerald Princess alumni. I miss not sitting behind the camera with you. I know, you were awesome. We were just talking about you in that 60-day trip, so we got to talk about that potential 60-day trip because annual travel insurance won't cover it. So we need to talk.
Well, certain policies.
Yeah, certain policies won't cover that one. So somebody asked about the weather in Hawaii. Yes, we did go to Hawaii. And lucky us, we got 5 days of rough weather out to the islands and 5 days of rough weather back. We had something like 15-foot swells, sometimes 20-foot swells going there and back. And what we did also find, so it was a 16-day cruise. We did also find out that the cruise right before ours, it was like flat calm all the way out, all the way back. So we were just lucky. Apparently, when we left LA, there was a big storm over Hawaii or around Hawaii and then between us and Hawaii. So it really stirred up the ocean. And that's what happened. So it was definitely a bit rough getting out to the islands and a bit rough coming back. This is the first time, so we had our absolute favorite cabin on any ship. We had an aft balcony. We're up on deck 11, right on the corner. It is my favorite view on the whole ship. You just sit on the balcony, you look back, you hear that waterfall, you watch the wake going. I love that. I probably spent about 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes on that balcony because it was shaking. You know, we were moving and going side to side. And then the ship was listing a lot to one side, which was interesting. I've never seen a ship do that. So Rebecca and I, especially Rebecca, neither one of us got sick. Neither one of us got sick. I was getting a headache. So I was getting a headache, and Rebecca was starting to feel a little bit, you had your seat bands on?
I was just a little queasy.
Yeah, she was a little queasy.
And I did have a headache as well.
Yeah, so she had the C-band, she was eating ginger candy, green apple, she was doing all of that, and then we kept going down to deck 7 and just getting away from all that movement. So if you're getting a lot of movement on your deck, just go lower, go lower. But even there, like if you went up to the front of the ship, down on deck, let's see, 7, 6, 5. Down on deck 5 is where the International Cafe was. and the ship was just shuddering. I've never heard anything quite like that. It was just like this massive shuddering vibration sound, just like, it almost sounded like something was grinding all the way through the ship. I've never heard anything like that as it was plowing through the waves. So even down there, like there was still movement, but it wasn't like it was up on top. So that was definitely a lot of movement. The picture I'm showing on YouTube is Rebecca and I at Rainbow Falls, and which.
I mean, even despite the weather and despite the issues.
Oh yeah.
I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Oh gosh, yeah. No, we are going to do it again in a heartbeat. And our group just had an amazing time. Had an absolutely amazing time. Cruiser, I see your question. I'll get back to it in just a minute.
I will say, if you're going to do that cruise, come prepared.
Yeah, just
You
come
may
prepared.
not need it, but have some Bonine, or, talk to your doctor about the patches, or
Yes.
have the C-bands, have some ginger
Yes.
candy, grab a bunch of green apples at the buffet and store them in
Right.
your little cooler in
Right.
your cabin. I mean,
Right.
be prepared.
Right. So that's Rebecca and I there. Now, we did have a man overboard situation. The first time we've had man overboard in 20 years of cruising. It's absolutely crazy. What happened was we were trying to get in Kauai. I was actually shocked we were trying to get into Kauai because it was rough. Like rough as all get out trying to get into Kauai. And the captain said that it's a narrow zigzag pattern they got to do to get into the port. And he warned us the day before. He said, I don't know if we're going to get in. So as we're coming in, and the ship was listing, and the winds were howling, and the seas were rough, all of a sudden we hear man overboard port side, man overboard port side. We were on the port side. So I immediately run out to spot, because if you ever hear man overboard, first thing you need to do is get to the railings, whichever side they call, port starboard, and spot. You need to spot. Everybody needs to, we need as many eyes as we can get looking out at the sea. Because if you see that person, then you can throw the life ring, and that's very important. So just so you know, if you ever hear that call, man overboard, while you're on a cruise, get to the railings, get to the windows right away, and look out in the direction that they called to help spot. So that's what I was doing. And what happened was the pilot was attempting to get onto the ship. Now, this is a very dangerous job, even in calm weather, but when it's rocking and pitching, he's trying to like jump and grab onto literally a rope ladder. You know, like those rope ladders you do with jungle gyms, or you're doing zip line and they have you go up this rope ladder. Well, that's what he's trying to grab onto to get onto our ship in pitching seas. And it's wet because it's raining. So he slipped. He tried a couple times and he slipped. He missed it the last time. Now, what's incredibly dangerous about that, you know how big the propellers are on a ship like that. If you get sucked underneath the ship, that's it. You're done. You're gone. Fortunately, he got pushed away from the ship. And almost immediately, I saw the pilot boat come by. I saw him come floating by. He was actually talking to the pilot boat. He was calm. Oh my gosh, I don't know how he was so calm, but he was just like calmly telling them, yeah, get the hook, get this, da-da-da. And it was just like, it was like a Sunday swim is what he sounded like, but it was terrifying to watch the whole thing. I happened to have my beautiful Fuji camera with the zoom lens. So as soon as I saw he was safe, then I ran back, I grabbed my camera, and I was able to take a couple pictures, posted them on Instagram, and actually People Magazine picked it up. They interviewed me, and People Magazine actually ran the photo I'm showing on YouTube and Facebook right now. They actually ran that photo and a couple others. Thankfully, he was safe. It all ended well. Even the captain came on, and he was very thankful for all of this, because that usually does not end well. When a pilot goes in the water, it usually ends badly.
And he was also the same person who was the pilot the very next day in Maui.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure I would be able to go back the very next day, but
Yes.
there he did.
Yes. So that was a very thankful thing that happened, and very thankful. I have not posted, somebody just said, have I posted my excursions on YouTube? I haven't posted hardly anything from Hawaii. I now have editors. I'm very thankful. I have 2 editors working with me now. So now that we got back, I'm going to be feeding them all the material. And then, I'll be sharing all of that in the coming months, coming weeks and months. We did go whale watching in Maui. That was incredible. If you're going to do whale watching in Hawaii, Maui seemed to be the place if you're there at the right time, because they were telling us there were upwards of 15,000 whales all hanging out around Maui. It's basically a birthing area where they're having the babies, they're mating, they're not eating. I didn't know that. They're fasting. They don't eat until they go on up to Alaska. So that was very interesting.
I mean, the individual whales are only there for like 2 weeks or so.
Yeah.
But overall,
but
they just kind
overall,
of come through.
15,000 whales come
And
through.
it's like between November and March, with
Yeah.
February being one of the
February
high
being
peak
one of the
points.
peaks of whale season. So if you're going to go there, February, March, definitely. What time of year was that? It was 3 weeks ago. No, 2 weeks ago that we were out
We
there.
started February 4th and
Yeah.
ended February 20th.
Yeah, so it was a 16-day cruise. I know somebody, and I missed it, where somebody said they're going on the Pride of America. So you're going to be doing the loop around. That's going to be really cool to
And
do
that-
that. You're going to get more time in port.
You shouldn't have quite, I mean, you might have the possibility of some rough weather, but not kind of like the sustained
Yeah, yeah.
days of it that we had.
Yeah. And somebody's saying, do I recommend that type of itinerary or the Pride of America? That all depends on what you want. We love sea days. Oh my God, do we love sea days? Normally, we love sea days because, you can relax and, just hang out. We like the sea days. So if you like the sea days and you don't want to do that big flight out to Hawaii, then you go from the West Coast and you sail out. If you just want to get to Hawaii, now with the Pride of America, there's 2 ways you can do it. One, you can just do the 7-day round trip. 2, they actually have a 3-day add-on, or of course you can add your own. You can add your own things into it. So yeah, so like you can do your own land package. If we go back out, we're probably going to fly. Only because we have some clients in Maui. Here, this is my favorite whale photo that I got. I was able to take a whole bunch of whale photos, and I swear, the moment we left the harbor, they started breaching. Like literally, we didn't even barely get out, and 2 whales popped up, and I was like, "Oh my God, we're already seeing them breaching. We've never seen them breach before." So that was actually really
In Alaska,
cool.
we've only seen them flip their tails up.
I know, only flip their tails up. So that
But they said that a whale breaching expends a equivalent amount of calories as I think like a 180-pound person running a marathon.
Yeah.
Just one breach.
Yeah. So, by the way, I'm going to jump back. I see Cruiser's question was actually. I'm gonna step out for a moment. I'm gonna let everybody on the on YouTube and Facebook enjoy that picture of the whale. The cruiser is saying, I have a $400 non-refundable deposit with their travel agent. I could cancel if your price is close. It's a European cruise. So I don't compete with anybody on price. I'm not going to price check against anybody. So the prices for cruises are set by the cruise lines. We can't change them. We cannot adjust them. Where we get breaks and where we get perks is if either I have a group, such as like on the Christmas market cruise right now, my prices are over $1,400 per suite for 2 people, less than what Avalon is currently charging, just because I set my group early. Or our consortium, Travel Leaders Network, may have group space on there, which means the price could be a little bit lower, or KHM Travel Group. So the only way that my price is lower is if there's group space or there's some sort of special running right now between that cruise line and our agency or our consortium. But the cruise line set the rate. No travel agent or agency is permitted to discount the rate, period. So whatever you got is probably what I'm going to get. Where it can be different too is the perks that may or may not be there. We very often get additional onboard credit. Like right now, there's a Royal Caribbean perk where we can do specialty dining if you book a balcony or above. If you book, I think it's Explorer Journeys, I can give you up to $900 onboard credit, depending on the length of the cruise and the specific itinerary. So there are value adds that can be added by a travel agent, depending on the itinerary you're going on, the cruise line you're going on, and if there are any specials or perks being added by a combination of the cruise line and the agency or consortium. But the pricing is all controlled by the cruise line. Nobody can discount. Whenever you see somebody saying, we have the best prices in town, a lot of people like to bring me a vacation to go and say, this is what they can get it for. And I'm like, yep, same price, here you go. Because they present it in such a way that it looks like you're getting this tremendous deal. but they're just showing you all the numbers that nobody else shows you. And yeah, so pretty much any discount website, my price should be the same. Sometimes it's going to be less. So yeah, so they just present things. We don't like to BS. We don't like to play games. So we just show you the price. Here you go. Here's your price. So, all right. I am going to jump over and
just
get
one
back.
quickie here. C-bands, you can get them on Amazon. There's an actual brand called C-band. I bought knockoff ones, but it's,
Yeah.
same. The biggest thing is to wear them properly. So look
Yes.
at the instructions, because you do not wear them right up at the top of your wrist. It's a
Nope.
bit lower than that. So
You wear
look at
them
the
like-
directions
Like down, like
and
here.
wear them
somewhere.
where
Wear
the
them
proper
down here.
point is.
Yeah, somewhere down here. Now, Stephanie, our dear friend Stephanie, she recommends the C-bands, like the real ones, the actual C-bands, and she wears them on almost every cruise. So let me see. Do I recommend? Okay, we already talked about that. You talked about C-bands. Okay. Mark. Oh, somebody said, what was my favorite island? I'm going to say Maui, only because, and I'm going to show the picture on the TV. We got to meet two of my clients on Maui. They live on Maui, and we got to meet them, David and Andrew. Andrew? Timothy. David and Timothy. Right? David and Timothy? David and Andrew?
Timothy.
Oh, I know David. I know
Timothy.
David's wearing the polo shirt.
Timothy.
Oh my gosh, Timothy and Andrew. I'm getting confused
No,
now.
David and Tim.
David and Timothy. Yes. Okay. Good. Oh, thank you. Timothy, I'm so sorry if you're watching. And Timothy's even wearing a cool China shirt that's Princess Cruises in China. So we got to meet them for the day. So after the Maui whale watching, they actually came and picked us up at the whale watching, and then they drove us around. They took us to a most amazing food joint that we would never find on our own. And then they drove us around to some of the beautiful landscape around there. Now, it was raining that day, but who cares? Who cares? It doesn't matter. It was raining, but we still had a lovely time exploring around. And then Rebecca and I got to go see the volcano on Hilo, like actually standing on a volcano, walking an actual, like we were in the caldera. I'm like, oh wow, we're looking down on the caldera. And Rebecca's like, no, we're in the caldera. I'm like, oh, that's right. Yeah, so we're in the caldera. And by the way, if you're watching on TikTok, I am showing the pictures over on YouTube and Facebook and all that good stuff. So we did that. And here's another great shot of the caldera looking down in there. Rebecca, I'm totally blanking. Do you remember the name of where we were? I know we were in Volcano National Park.
I think it was Kilauea.
Kilauea. That's where we were, Kilauea. So now the only thing about this excursion that I will say, it was an 8-hour excursion. It was through Princess. It was a long excursion. So we literally had zero time to do anything. Like we got off the ship, we got on the excursion, and we came back, and then we had to get right back on the ship.
They did have shorter versions, but you wanted to go to the two waterfalls, so that's why we picked that longer version.
And I would have skipped the waterfalls. I would skip the waterfalls in the future. I would just do the Volcano National Park and then come back, because the waterfalls were pretty, but we were rushed at both of them. So I really don't like that. Like when you're rushed, it's like, oh, I just gotta like rush and get back. That is not near as much fun. And then we went to Honolulu, where we did the Rebecca did swimming with the turtles. She did snorkeling with the turtles. I'm showing you folks a picture that was taken by one of the divers that was with us. They were amazing. And now, Rebecca, you enjoyed the actual swimming with the turtles, but the downside was?
I thought the company we went with was great. I thought the boat they used was just the perfect size. However, my problem was at the place that they went to, there was like 50 other boats that were there.
Yeah.
So it was so crowded.
It was very, very crowded.
Snorkeling in a crowded situation is just not fun, because you either think you're going to get hit by somebody else's flipper, or you're going to accidentally hit your flipper into somebody else.
Yeah.
And I loved seeing the turtles. It was great. It's just too many people in that one area.
Too many people. Yeah. So, but they were great. They were fabulous. The boat was great. What was there, like 16 of us on that boat?
I
Something
think
like that.
17.
Yeah. So the boat, it was a great size. There was a crew. There was a captain and then 3 mates. And the way they actually did the snorkeling part of it, I liked, because they had a leader in the front and then they had a trailer in the back, so they were making sure that the group was staying together, so that was really good.
And the trailer in the back, the person going in the back had was on like a kind of a surfboard, so if somebody got into distress, they could pull them up on that and then get
Yeah.
them back to the boat.
It was really well done, and they kind of needed to do that just because there were so many people. I mean, there were probably over 200 people in the water in a very small area. So that was really nice. And then we went, that evening, we went and did Jermaine's luau. Now, what was kind of funny, you got to do a luau, right? First time you go to Hawaii, got to do a luau, got to have some fun, right? It's the thing you got to do. But what was kind of cool about it, we went to Jermaine's luau. This is where they shot the live-action luau for Lilo and Stitch. So if Stitch 626 is still watching, this is where they shot the actual luau scene for the live-action Lilo and Stitch, which, by the way, they were showing it on the ship, too. That was fun. So, it's a luau. It's fun. Is it cheesy? Is it hokey? Yeah, it sure is. But you know what? It's like you got to do it. And the fire dude was awesome. Of course, they all finish with a fire dude. So you got to have the fire dude come out and do the fire. I kept waiting for Stitch to come out with like 4 of them. That would have been awesome. But
Sadly, our fire dude only had 2 arms.
Yes. But what I will say is that one of our group, maybe more than that, went to the luau that's right there. So when the ship docks in Honolulu, I don't remember the name of the clock tower. There's a big clock tower. You can't miss it. It's like you can see it from the ship. There's a luau that happens like right there, right in that area. And she said it was great, and she said they could walk to it. So for us, it was a 45-minute bus ride in each direction. And just got to be honest, Honolulu is not that pretty in that area. It's all industrial. It's kind of like driving through almost any other city when you're going through all of that, or driving through the suburbs almost anywhere in America, except that it's palm trees everywhere. And so it wasn't like that pretty of a drive. So if I were to ever do a luau again, I would just do the one that's right there by the ship.
And book it directly.
Because
since you can walk to it, there's not that
Yes.
fear of having some sort of traffic issue and missing the ship.
Now, I will say there is a difference between just booking the luau and then booking, like if there's a VIP package that gets you up close. Mm-hmm. We did the VIP package and we were literally in the front row of tables, which was nice. We got a nice clear view. It stretched back probably, like maybe 6 tables deep. So if you were in the back, it was a bit of a view. And then trying to take pictures, you had all these people in front of you trying to take pictures. So it was extra to sit up close, but it was really nice sitting up close so we could actually see them.
And I think most of the luau's have different levels of package.
Yeah.
The other nice thing is at the bar, there was a dedicated line for the premium people. So
Yes.
we did not have to wait in the big, long line of people waiting at the bar. We got extra drink tickets.
Yes, we did.
Not that we used them all,
No.
but we had 3 drink tickets each, I believe.
Yes.
We got a nicer lei. I looked up what kind of nut it was. It was this big.
Yes.
The other ones were a little shell lei.
Right.
They brought us kind of a sampler plate of everything that was at the buffet, and if we wanted more, we could go back and kind of skip the line.
Yeah.
So
So that was nice.
there was a lot of nice little perks
There
with
were
it.
some nice little perks to it, yes, to spending a little extra. So, I mean, you're spending so much to get there to the luau, you might as well spend a little bit extra to get the VIP. And really, the big thing about the VIP is you get closer to it. And it is kind of nice to be right up close so you can see everything.
And
so
the
that
tables
was really
were
cool.
also, they had fewer people sitting at them versus the ones in back of us.
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, answering some more questions here. Craig, there are internet rumors that Norwegian extended the drink package on Great Stirrup Cay until the end of March. We were told on the ship that we were one of the last sailing. So I don't know, today's March 1st. I haven't looked to see, because today was the day that, if you're not familiar, Norwegian Cruise Line has Great Stirrup Cay, which is what we were talking about earlier. We stayed at the Silver Cove Villas a couple days ago. They're absolutely gorgeous. And up until today, if you had the free at sea package on the Norwegian Cruise Line, it would work on the island. As of today, free at sea plus works on the island, but if you have the regular free at sea, then you have to pay for your drinks on the island, or you have to buy a drink package on the island. This is similar to Carnival. Carnival has the same thing. The drink package doesn't work on the island. So I think Royal Caribbean it does, and I think MSC works on the island. Can't remember. Can't remember if it does or not.
I don't know.
So it's
we don't drink
possible
much,
that
so I
they did. It would surprise me because the Free at Sea Plus already does it, and Free at Sea Plus is available, but maybe they did. I don't know. I don't really see the reason for them to extend it because they did announce it like 3 months ago, but maybe they did. I don't know. It's easy enough to find out. Just ask somebody who's on the ship right now, who's at Great Stirrup Cay. I'm assuming there's a ship there today, so it would be interesting to know. So. Stitch 626 wants to know the typical price of a luau. Do you remember the range of, like, without doing it through the cruise line?
I would say it kind of starts around maybe 125 per person, and we'll go up to maybe, for the premium stuff, maybe 250 to 75 per person. Through the cruise line, it's significantly more than that, but
It is.
we did make the decision, since we were doing that luau that was so far away, and I think I was kind of overwhelmed with deciding other excursions, so I didn't really spend time investigating other luau options.
Yes.
That since
We could have gone to Germain's on our own, but we got back to the ship just under 1 hour before all aboard. That to me is cutting it way too close to do an independent tour.
And plus, I think it would have been hard to get a car all the way, I mean, not impossible, but it's a drive from downtown Honolulu, so.
Yeah, and there was one point where we did hit, like you could see it, like traffic came to a stop and the bus like made a hard right and just got off the highway, so he knew what he was doing. But all of a sudden the traffic in front of us just stopped. And he was able, so we were not delayed at all. He just got us right back into the port. But had that been like an Uber or Lyft driver who didn't know and just all of a sudden sitting in that traffic. Anytime you're coming back to the port, like within 90 minutes of all aboard, that's scary if you're not on a cruise ship excursion. So that's why we did that. Let's see, Douglas, 1 week to the Carnival celebration. Awesome, can't wait to see that. Purple, did we answer? So the volcano excursion was basically it's Volcano National Park on Hilo. Is what it is. So any excursion, Volcano National Park is the one that's going to take you up there. Mark says Princess allows canned water and soda you can bring on board, so you're going to be doing that. Yeah, I see people doing that.
You do have to, you cannot check it.
Right, you can't check it. You got to carry it on. I don't know, especially with Princess Plus Premier, I don't really see the reason to do that because Princess Plus is such a great deal. And you can just get all the soda you want, and they will bring cans to the room. You can't get cans at the bar, but you can get cans in the room. So I don't really see wanting to carry all that weight.
Well, no.
That's just me.
No, we got cans in the room because of our loyalty level, not because you could get cans in the room.
That's it. Thanks for correcting me. Barbara says I'm losing my memory because it's too many days to see. That's very possible. That's very possible. I could be losing my marbles. Absolutely. 1 week till Barbara goes on a Norwegian Epic out of San Juan. You know, San Juan is blowing up, man. San Juan is getting a lot of ships now. Well, we got Princess, we've got Celebrity, you got Royal Caribbean, you got Virgin Voyages, you got Norwegian. I think Explorer Journeys, like probably Silver Sea and Regent. I mean, everybody is now starting to sail out of San Juan. The big advantage to sailing out of San Juan, especially if you only got a week. I only got a week. I'm getting really tired of the islands from Florida. Well, you fly down to San Juan and you're already in the Caribbean. So now you're going to go to these southern islands that you can only get to if you're doing like a 14-day cruise because it takes a long time to get down there from Florida and then get back. So if you've got limited time and you want to see some different islands in the Caribbean, you fly to San Juan. Now the season is limited. I think there might be somebody who's staying there year-round now or longer, but the season is generally just the winter time in there. So keep that in mind. If you want to do 7 days, but you want to see some different islands in the Caribbean, fly to San Juan and sail out of San Juan. So the pier experience is not as great at the moment, but they are going to be improving that. They're some company is like dropping $250 million, something like that, to redo that whole experience. So.
And you do have to be aware there are 2 piers in San Juan There's the one that most cruise ships come into when they're there for the day.
Right.
And then there's, what's the other one called?
I think it's Port America, Ports of America, I don't know.
Yeah, but so
It's on
that
the
other
other
one
side of
is
the
kind
bay.
of, a little further away, but.
Yeah. Yes, so what's the best way to text each other on Royal Caribbean? Is that included with the app, or do you have to pay for that? Or does the app have it? I can't remember. I get so confused as to what the app has.
I have to say, most of the, other than Disney, and that was a long time ago, but most of the cruise line apps, while you technically can message each other, it doesn't always work real well. And
Yeah.
the notification, you like literally have to have the app open in order for a notification
Yeah, sometimes you don't
to
get the
come through.
notification to work. For
So,
me,
I've never found most of the cruise line messaging options to be very
Yeah.
good.
yeah.
We
Yeah.
just have an internet package and we use WhatsApp. And because one of the problems is if you're trying to text, even if you do text, if you're trying to text between iPhones and Androids, it does not always work. Even
Correct.
if you have the internet and texting capability and all that.
Correct.
For
Correct.
some reason, that's a really wonky transition.
Yeah, yeah, it is. So, so WhatsApp works great. I mean, you got to have internet in order to use it, but WhatsApp, we have found, like when I'm doing my group cruises now, we're starting WhatsApp chats, and it was great on the Emerald Princess. Everybody, in fact, I started it, I started like 2 or 3 months before the cruise. So everybody was already chatting, they're making plans, they're doing this, and it was really, really awesome. Yes, Stitch26 is saying that on Disney, you can text back and forth for free. Do you know if you get notifications if the app is closed? Because that's one of the problems with some of the cruise line apps. You got to have the app open in order to get notified. Whereas with WhatsApp, you're going to get a notification right away. So, yeah. Let's see. Oh, Kel is saying that 2 days ago on MSC, I assume you're talking about the drink plan, that if you have a drinks package on MSC, she was able to, he or she, I'm so sorry, I can't see the picture, was able to use the drink plan on the island. So that's good. The Royal Caribbean does it, looks like MSC does it. And again, if you're on Norwegian and you get free at C+, which by the way is actually a good package, then you will be able to use your drink package on the island, just like normal. So, somebody over here, John Major, can you welcome back? Yes, it's good to be home. Wow, for a little while. Can you make calls through the internet on Norwegian Cruise Line? If you have the premium high-speed package, I was able to make calls. Now, I will say they were dropping. Rather off. We were on the Norwegian Encore, so it's not Norwegian Cruise Line, it's the specific ship you're on. That's the thing. The internet was great. It was fast. I was able to use it great. Video chat, you know, I turned off, there was one point where we were trying to do a video chat. I turned off my video and it got better. But the calls were great. They just were dropping from time to, I had to like recall my clients a couple of times. So there was one client, there were a couple of calls that I had scheduled later in the week that I just asked them, like, can we just wait till I get back on land? Oh, Wi-Fi. If you're going on Norwegian, there is zero Wi-Fi on the island. Zero. None. And the cellular barely works. So I think what happens is the cellular gets overwhelmed. There's one tower in the middle of the island, and then you get like, what, 6,000, 7,000 people on the island from 2 ships. It just overwhelmed, because what we noticed was towards the end of the day, the cellular started working great, and the island was almost empty. Everybody was leaving. So yeah, that was a big surprise. I meant to ask my rep if Wi-Fi is going to be part of the new construction, like when they're done. That water park looked like it's going to be amazing. It's huge.
Although it does claim that it's coming in summer of '26, and I have my doubts.
I don't believe that at all. They couldn't even get, the pier is not even close to being done. That pier was supposed to be done in December. It's not even close. It's barely functional. You're walking on plywood is what you're walking on. Like the concrete is still hardening underneath it. The pier is not even remotely done. Yes, they can tie a ship up to it, barely. Thankfully, because that Encore, I can't imagine doing tenders off the Encore and trying to get
we
to pier.
probably would not have gone off if it was a tender
If it's a
situation.
big ship, I'm not doing it. I think on the NCL Dawn, yes. So, totally doing it. Brian, hello, how are you? You're going to consider plans this week. Will I be available? Yeah, I've got my calendar up, so just grab a time, Brian. Be more than happy to talk. We're going to finalize some plans. Yay, awesome. Brian, just keep in mind that if you go to Antarctica, I do fit in a full-size steamer trunk. So if you take a steamer trunk, I'll be more than happy to come along. I'll be your coffee boy. I'll go get, stuff for you. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, absolutely. It'll be a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun. Just go ahead and set up a time. Just grab a time that's good for you, or just drop me an email and we'll set up a time and we'll have some fun. I love that. Judy can testify about the Android and the Apple. We have a lot of problems with that. Like sometimes it just works. Like I'm texting Stephanie all day long and it just works fine because she's Apple, I'm Android. And then like halfway through the cruise, suddenly, boom, I can't. The other thing too is I find that texting, although it's much better now, it used to never really work on the ship Wi-Fi. But now that they've got Starlink running, if your mobile carrier supports it, we have T-Mobile, text on the ship had been getting so much better, just regular text. So that's great. So, Rick, you're upset that your April cruise on the Celebrity Constellation changed. The debarkation is now going to be instead of being from Ravenna, you're going to be in Trieste. Well, I guess maybe we should look at ours too. We're supposed to be out of Ravenna. We'll have to see if it switched to Trieste. You said you got no notification. You found out when booking shore excursion. You should have received a notification directly from Celebrity Cruise Lines because because that's an itinerary change. And whenever there's an itinerary change, typically the cruise line will send something. Now, could it have gone to spam? Could you have just not noticed it? That's always possible. But the cruise lines are generally very good about sending, because that is considered an itinerary change, and especially something like that, because you need to know where to get on the ship. That's usually something they're going to send. So I don't know. I can just speak from personal experience that we do get those notifications from Celebrity and Royal Caribbean when things change. Well, actually everybody. Norwegian is over the top. They send way too many notifications, but in general, they're usually pretty good about sending those notifications so that you know what's happening. Stacy, you're dropping an Avis rental car off near Port Canaveral. Should we drop the luggage off before returning the rental? Well, that's up to you.
No. Any of your checked luggage, drop that off before returning the rental because you don't want to have to deal with that on the little shuttle thing. I would highly recommend going through, dropping off your, not the carry-on luggage, but your checked luggage with the porters and then returning, at least having one person go to return the car.
Yeah, I mean, if the other people are going to stay there, then you can drop off the checked luggage too. But that's a good point. Then all you got to do is just ride the little shuttle back or... assuming that they have a shuttle to the port, I assume they do.
Most of the car rental companies do.
So, so if you've got a bunch of luggage and stuff, because Port Canaveral is not nearly like Miami. Miami's getting to be insane. Port Canaveral is still pretty easy to get into and out of. So you should, especially if you're a little early, you can just drop it off, go through the line, and get back. So, Stitch26 is saying that with the Disney app, you don't get notified unless it's open. See, that's the thing, and I don't know why. It may be one of those settings in your phone too, where you've got to say notifications from. But even so, like we never get notification from cruise line apps. We really don't, unless the app is open. The app has to be open in order to get it. So. And Stacy, if they don't have a shuttle that drives you back, then you might have to do like an Uber Lyft or something like that. So,
but you can contact Avis and just confirm that they.
Just reach out.
Especially near these cruise ports, most of them will have a shuttle that'll run you back. But it's so much easier if you don't have your big luggage and you only have your carry-on stuff with you. So.
Right. WDW guy, how are you? Haven't seen you in a while. Thanks for coming back. You don't want to purchase the Free at Sea Plus on Norwegian Cruise Line when you go on the Norwegian Prima in April. It's my only option for unlimited Wi-Fi to buy the upgraded Wi-Fi streaming. I thought there was 2 levels of unlimited Wi-Fi, basic and streaming.
I thought there was 2, but that may have changed.
May have changed, but I thought there were 2 options. You should see it in the app, or you should be able to see it on ntl.com if you log into your Latitude account.
I really can't remember now, because he has to have the streaming option, because he needs the highest
I get the
speed.
fastest option on any ship. So, and they did actually have a 2-package thing. By the way, you can also buy it on the ship, but it will be a little bit more expensive if you do it on the ship. So I definitely recommend if you're buying any packages or doing any upgrades or anything, do it before you get on the ship because there's usually a discount if you do it before you get on the ship. Yeah.
Although sometimes with some of your loyalty levels, like Princess, Walter upgraded to the 4-device package, but he did that once on the ship. First off, because they stopped letting you do it beforehand, but second off, because of his loyalty, he gets a discount on that on the ship.
Yeah, yeah. So, Alex wants to know, in order to text via phone, do I turn off eSIM or just turn on airplane mode? I just do airplane mode. And I'm on an Android. I'm on an Android S22.
And basically for us, if you're on the ship, I always stay on airplane mode.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I don't want that surprise big giant bill because I accidentally connected to cellular at sea.
Yeah. Stacy, parents just got back from Carnival, got a $185 charge from AT&T. They had the internet plan. What did they do wrong? They probably used their cellular either on the ship or on an island. And like if they turn on cellular and they don't have coverage there, like with T-Mobile, we have T-Mobile. And one of the reasons that we have T-Mobile is because we have free data in 175 countries. If they did not have AT&T that had coverage where they were, and they went ahead and turned on the cellular, they're going to start getting charged like all day long as the phone is collecting data, because the thing is just constantly email, social media, blah, 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 blah. So it sounds like they had the cellular on at some point, and then they got charged. With T-Mobile, I would get charged 25 cents a minute if I were to make a phone call. But for data, I don't get charged at all for all of the islands that we go to. When I went to London and when we go to Italy this year, I won't be charged at all just to do data. If I make phone calls, then I will be charged. But that's my guess is that's from cellular. That had nothing to do with Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
So-
and it seems a little low for it to have been a cellular at sea problem, but they always, like we said, get into airplane mode when you connect to the ship Wi-Fi.
Soon as you get
Very
there.
important.
Well, they almost force you to do it now. Like the ship Wi-Fi won't even work unless you're in airplane mode, which is good. And I even had, what ship were we on? Was it Virgin? There was a ship that I was on, and I forgot to go into airplane mode right away. And T-Mobile actually popped up and said, "Hey, you're connecting to the maritime cellular. Are you sure you want to do that?" And I was like, "Nope." I turned it off. It was very nice. Let's see, WW. Oh, hey, Databetic, how you doing? Thanks for joining in. You were more concerned about having unlimited as opposed to the 150 that comes with the free at sea. Yeah. So, and definitely look at the free at sea plus, only because it does have the prepaid gratuities in it as well. What I noticed about free at sea plus, it's still not as good of a deal as Princess Plus. However, it does have, because the free at sea comes with those specialty dining meals, it's almost better. I think it's like $10 a day more than Princess Plus, so it's cheaper than Princess Premier.
And I just looked at our Norwegian Jewel cruise. We have, I guess it was the original version of Free at Sea Plus. So we don't need to buy this, but they are offering a voyage Wi-Fi and a streaming voyage Wi-Fi. So there are two different levels.
There. Stitch to Stick, any difference between turning off mobile data versus airplane mode? I have no idea. I just go to airplane mode.
It's safe.
You're asking the wrong guy. I don't know.
It's safe. I can
still
see
travel.
the little airplane. I know I'm in it. I feel better.
Yeah, airplane mode. It's one button. Boop. That's all I do when I remember. And then thank you, T-Mobile, for saying, "Are you sure you want to do this?" Yeah, no, I do not want to do this. So, Barbara's saying they got charged one time when they were walking around Tortola because they were connected to a British tower. Absolutely. Well, you're in the Caribbean, so you're connecting to whatever it is. And, you just got to keep in mind when you turn it on. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm just going to turn it on as soon as I get on the island," not knowing if, they have the coverage. Mike Smith, you were thinking about a New Year's Eve cruise. You've been on Royal Caribbean and Virgin Voyages and Carnival. Any suggestions on a different line? Oh, so you're looking for something a little different. So first of all, if you've never cruised, for those of you watching, if you've never cruised for New Year's Eve, it is fabulous. It is fabulous because you don't have to drive anywhere. You don't have to worry about driving home and worrying about everybody else on the road, like did they have too much to drink and stuff like that. It is the most wonderful thing. You know, you may or may not get fireworks, but who cares? If you're close enough to land, you'll get some fireworks, or if you're on, say, a Disney ship, you'll get some fireworks. But it depends on, do you want a big ship, do you want a small ship? I'm like really falling in love with the smaller ships, 2,000 or less. We've done New Year's on Oceana, we've done it on Azamara, and we did Christmas on the Cunard Queen Elizabeth. And if you are looking for something really different and you want to go smaller, I would be looking at those, Oceana, Explora, Azamara, just do a smaller. If you're looking for to kind of stay in the bigger ship realm, then look at Celebrity. I think so. If you enjoyed Virgin Voyages, and since you've been on Royal Caribbean, you may have some sort of status. You may want to look at Celebrity.
Princess?
Oh yeah, Princess, like the Star or the Sun would probably be really fun to do New Year's Eve on because they're so big. But I would do it on Royal Class, like Sky Princess is my favorite ship in the entire fleet. So yeah, I say Princess, Celebrity if you want to stay in the bigger ships. And if you're looking like maybe it would be kind of cool to try a small ship and see what it's like on a small ship, Azamara, Oceana, Explorer. I mean, if you want some help, Mike, just reach out, and I'll be more than happy to help out. That is one of the things that we do. I'll remind everybody, we are Where's Walter Travel. We do not charge anything for our services. Our services are truly free to you. So if we can help, just reach out, where'swaltertravel.com. You're watching on TikTok, folks watching on YouTube, LinkedIn. There are links in our descriptions or our bio. There's myself, there's Corey, there's Mindy. Any of the three of us would be happy to help you guys plan your travels. And I gotta say, I'm just so proud of Corey and Mindy. They're both growing their businesses, and it was lovely to spend an entire week almost one-on-one with Corey. Corey and I were like shadowing each other almost the entire time. So I'm loving to see the growth that's happening with the two of them, and it is an honor to have both of them working with us. So it's just fabulous, absolutely fabulous. So let's see. Looks like airplane mode. Okay. Did I miss any questions, Rebecca? Am I doing good? I'm doing good. I think I'm doing good.
I think so.
I think I'm doing good. So one of the things that I haven't talked about, is Rebecca okay?
It's just a dry tickle in my throat.
Me too. I got a little phlegm in there right now.
No phlegm. I got a dry.
I got sick in Disneyland. Some little brats, probably got me sick in Disney. So I was a little sick on the first couple days of the cruise, but thankfully, before we got to the islands, it was all calming down. But, I basically caught a cold at the very beginning of the Emerald Princess cruise, and then poor Eric got it at the end of the cruise, right before he went home. So, but hopefully he's feeling better. So yeah, we're both feeling a lot better. I do want to talk about some things. The Silver Sea cruise coming up. I want to talk about that because we're expanding on it. We are expanding on it. We have a group cruise. If you've been we've been getting a lot of requests to do a luxury group cruise. And we looked at a lot of ships. We looked at a lot of itineraries. And what stood out to us was the Silver Sea Silver Ray. It is the newest ship in the fleet. I'm showing everybody the ship on YouTube and Facebook. It is simply gorgeous. And what we're doing, it's called the Death in Paradise cruise.
Well, that's what Walter's calling it.
That's what I'm calling it, the Death in Paradise cruise, because one of the islands that we're going to be visiting is Deschamps, Guadeloupe, or one of the towns we're going to be visiting is Deschamps, Guadeloupe. This is where the British murder mystery show Death in Paradise is filmed. And I've been talking to a colleague of mine at KHM Travel Group, the lovely Missy. She does Beach Bliss Travels, Missy Riffle. She's amazing. She's so much fun. She's an actress too. And we have been wanting to do a British murder mystery group cruise. Like, maybe do like some trivia, maybe do a game, certainly do a whodunit murder mystery while we're on board. Well, this particular sailing does have 4 sea days. We have 2 sea days at the beginning, we have 2 sea days at the end. This is an 11-day cruise. This is January 5th through the 16th. This coming January 5th through the 16th 2027. We're going to be sailing round trip from Miami. It is Miami, San Juan, St. John, U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Kitts, Seychelles, Guadeloupe, Antigua, and Tortola. So it's 11 days on whatchamacallit, on Silver Sea, on whatchamacallit, on the Silver Sea. Hey, Missy, you're here. There you are. Hi. So this is going to be on the Silver Sea Silver Ray. This is the newest ship in the fleet. This is the new Nova class. Every room has a butler. You get, it's almost an, all-inclusive cruise. If you book with the all-inclusive plus package, you get $480 per person of shore excursion credit. There's a $200 onboard credit. Here's the thing about this cruise, and one of the reasons why we picked it. It's starting at about $5,100 per person for an 11-night cruise, nearly all-inclusive, 700 people on the ship. That's it. It is a small, ultra-luxury ship. You don't see pricing like this from Silver Sea. And we were like, oh my God, not only is it going to an island that we want to go to, the price is amazing. So we picked this cruise. We've already got a bunch of folks coming, and now Missy is partnering up with me. Are you having some audio issues? Some folks are saying something about audio issues on if you're watching me on two different things. You're saying it doubled on the YouTube side? I don't know. Sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on. Let's see. Is everything still on? I think everything's still on. I hope. Sorry. Okay, so the audio is still good on TikTok. Is the audio a little weird on YouTube? So sorry about that, guys. I can't see. I can't see the thing, and we got about 15 minutes to go. So hopefully it's going to be decent for y'all.
Sounds fine to me.
Okay, Rebecca said it sounds good on her. She's listening with headphones. I'm echoing, says Kathy. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so where was I? Oh yeah, so the Silver Sea Silver Ray. We're going to be on this thing. So now that Missy is coming, and Missy is going to be joining. So now this is going to be a joint venture between Where's Walter Travel and Beach Bliss Travels. First of all, everybody's going to have to say Beach Bliss Travels really fast 3 times when you get on the ship. Otherwise, you're not going to be allowed on the ship, okay? Took me a while to say Beach Bliss Travels really fast. Beach Bliss Travel, Beach Bliss Travel. See, I just did it. So now that both of us are going to be joining together on this, because this is one of the coolest things about KHM Travel Group, we can work together on cruises. So Missy and I are going to be developing a program for the cruise. You know, at least 2 of the sea days, like maybe 1 of the sea days going out, 1 of the sea days coming back. Maybe we'll have a dinner. The fun thing about the cruise, everybody gets a butler. Who is the murderer in every murder mystery? The butler. Well, now the question is going to be, which one? And there can be so many butlers. That might be really fun. You know, would the real killer please step forward? So if you're a fan of British murder mysteries, and you don't have to partake in any of it if you don't want to, because you're going to be on this absolutely stunningly gorgeous ship. But everybody who had booked on this cruise so far is like, oh yeah, I want to do the Death in Paradise tour. Silver Sea actually has a Death in Paradise excursion. They're going to take us to all the filming location in Seychelles, Guadeloupe. So it's going to be awesome. There's a slim possibility the show could be filming, but I don't think so. I think they shoot in the spring. But we're going to go to all the filming location.
Yeah.
And then Missy and I are going to come up with some sort of a British show. What? We got Midsummer Murders. We got Agatha Raisin. We've got Beyond Paradise. We've got, well, Shetland's not a comedy. That's definitely pretty deep.
Father Brown.
Father Brown.
Sister Boniface.
Sister Boniface. I'm considering maybe getting a Father Brown outfit. That could be a lot of fun. So if you're a fan of British murder mysteries, not only are you going to be on this absolutely stunning 5-star resort at sea, but we're going to have a little fun with it. So, yeah. So that's it. So the Silver Sea Silver Ray, January 5th through the 16th, 2027. We have a very small window with these group rates. When the clock strikes 0, we lose the rates and we don't have them anymore. Then we have to book you at prevailing rates. It's soon. People are like, well, what's the actual date? It's soon. That's all I can tell you. Kind of like, Spaceballs. When will then be now? It's soon. When will soon be now? Soon. So don't wait too long to book this cruise. You can book it through myself. You can book it through Corey, through Mindy, and now through Missy with Beach Bliss Travel. So we're going to be working together on this project. We're going to be bringing we're going to have fun. Let's just put it to you that way. Not only are we going to be on a beautiful ship, we're going to have some fun. And if you don't, you're like, look, well, I don't care about the British murder mysteries. Well, just come on board because you're going to get a killer rate. And you're going to be on a ship for 11 days. And you're going to go to San Juan, St. John, St. Kitts, Guadalupe, Antigua, and Tortola. Absolutely gorgeous island. So, yes, definitely come along. Got another question. Is Coco Cay worth it for 4 adults, no kids? Well, first of all, the island is free. There's no charge to get onto the island itself. You got beach chairs. They have a big buffet there. So you can go on the island. You can enjoy the island for absolutely no charge. If you want to go to the adults-only area, Hideaway Beach, there is a charge. It's not my cup of tea, only because it has the, has the Las Vegas DJ and the party pool and all of that. If you like that, you're going to love Hideaway Beach. That is totally for you. They also have the Thrill Water Park. The Thrill Water Park, that is a charge because it's a whole water park. My favorite area on there is actually the Cocoa Beach Club, which has nice padded loungers. They have an actual restaurant where they serve you versus having to go to the buffet. And then, of course, the ultimate is the overwater cabanas. After seeing the Silver Cove villas, they just blow away those overwater cabanas, like flat out blow them away. Now, the service, I understand from people who have done both, they say, well, the service is better on Royal Caribbean. Well, I like those Silver Coves.
And honestly, you're most likely going to be paying about 3 times as much, at least, for those overwater cabanas as for one of the Silver Cove.
Yeah.
Just
so,
the 1-bedroom one we have.
But is Coco Cay worth it? Yeah, Coco Cay is a lot of fun. I mean, the beautiful thing is you dock up to it for adults. And of course, it depends on the ship you're going on. It also depends on which 2 ships are going to be there. There's 2 ships, and they try to do it where there's a big ship and a small ship. Every so often, there's 2 big ships tied up together. When there's 2 big ships, that's a lot of people. That could be like up to 13,000, 14,000 people all getting off onto the island at the same time. But again, it is a pier, so you don't have to worry about tenders or anything like that.
And one thing to be aware of is the Cocoa Beach Club. Well, yes, I did enjoy the experience. It is not adults only, so
Correct.
there will be children there. And
there will be children there.
It just depends on your sailing, how many.
Right. So whereas the Hideaway Beach Club, you got to be 18 just to enter. So if you want adults and nothing but adults, go to Hideaway Beach Club. I've seen it, as low as like $75 and as high as like $130, $140 per person. So it just depends on when you're going. So yeah.
And similarly, the Cocoa Beach Club price varies. The Thrill Water price varies. The cabanas all vary.
Right.
It can be a lot of variation.
And then the other big cruise I want to talk about, wow, man, we've already gone almost 90 minutes. So fast. You guys are asking so many questions. This is awesome. Christmas time on the Rhine. Oh my gosh, did we have a great time talking to our Avalon rep and our Alma Waterways rep. She's like,
who was also in a contender for this Christmas idea.
Huh?
They were a contender when we were looking at the Christmas markets.
So Avalon Waterways, we're going on the Avalon View. The reason why we picked this ship is because there is no balcony in the rooms. It is when you get the panorama suite, which is like 90% of the ship is the panorama suite. You're getting a 14-foot wide by floor-to-ceiling glass, and your bed is facing that glass. You can also open it up into a French balcony if you want to. It's going to be December. It's your call if you want to open it up. But Christmas time on the Rhine, December 7th through the 14th, 2027. We're going to start in Basel, Switzerland. We will go to Brisach, Kiel, which is your gateway to Strasbourg, France, Ludwigshafen, Rudesheim, Cologne, Mainz, and then we're going to end up in Frankfurt. So it is a 7-day northbound on the Rhine. December 7th through the 14th. We picked those dates that you're home for Thanksgiving, you're going to be home for Christmas, and then your whole family's going to hate you because you went to Europe and you shopped for Christmas in the actual Christmas markets. It's going to be awesome. And right now, and I haven't looked at the prices because we've been gone for a month, but before we left on the cruise, our prices were up to $700 per person less than what Avalon is currently advertising this cruise for because we locked in the group rates so long ago. It might be higher now. I need to go back and look. And basically what Avalon has said to us is you can just keep selling until we run out of cabins. And right now we have 71 people booked on this ship. The ship holds about 146 people. So we basically have a half ship charter right now. And I'm talking with Mindy a little later, probably bringing somebody on board, and Corey is bringing somebody on board. So we may have up to 76 people on the ship already. So if you've been wanting to do this and you're like, yeah, I really don't want to travel by myself, well, here you go. We're going to have a big old group of folks all going together. I can't wait to see that WhatsApp chat get started. That's going to be amazing. And I finally found the train. I've been looking for this train. There's a train that basically looks like it's going through a snow globe in the wintertime. And it looks like it's actually like a multi-day package, so I don't know if Rebecca's going to go with me, but I'm looking at this train that goes up into the snow, and it goes on these aqueducts, and oh my God, I'm so excited about this. It literally looks like a snow globe train. So I'm probably going to do that before all of this. So if you want to go December 7th through the 14th, 2027, we're going to fly into Zurich. I know we're going to spend a little time in Zurich because they have amazing Christmas markets there too. So if you want to go on a Christmas markets cruise, this is the one, man. Avalon Waterways, December 7th through the 14th on the Rhine. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous. Oh, I see what happened. You know what, guys? I just realized what happened on YouTube. I accidentally opened up the MacBook Pro microphone. That's why you're hearing the echo. That's why you were hearing the echo. So sorry, guys. That was actually me. I hit a button on the software. Sorry, YouTube guys. Barbara wants to know about the train. It's the Something Express. Yeah, I'm going to do a video on it. Trust me, I'm going to do a video on it.
And it does have a name, not just the Something Express.
Something Express, yeah. It starts with the letter B, I know that. And by the way, I believe this Thursday, if you are interested in river cruising, Alma Waterways is scheduled to be with me this Thursday. I need to confirm. That's why I don't have a graphic and I'm not confirming it. But as of right now, Alma Waterways is scheduled to be with me on Thursday night at 8 p.m. So, yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, so I fixed the audio. It was a MacBook. I had that one open. What else can I tell you guys about? Because we've got so many things going on. Also, a reminder that Stephanie is going to be on that cruise too. So if you've ever wanted to meet or cruise with Stephanie from the Shauna Steph channel, she's scheduled to be on that cruise. Keep in mind, she's an incredible artist. She works for Disney. She's an incredible animator. And if the mouse says you need to work, then she's going to have to work. But right now, she is booked. She has a room. We have a suite for her. She's going to be there. So if you want to meet Stephanie right now, she is supposed to be there. Somebody mentioned Philadelphia a little while ago. We still have space on that Philadelphia cruise. It is going to be 46 days from today. We're going to be sailing on the first ship out of Philadelphia in about 20 years. Where will we be sailing out of? It's anybody's guess. They just started working on the terminal in December. Now, when I say they, that's not Norwegian. It is the Philiport Company, the Philadelphia Port Authority, who knew 2 years ago that this cruise was happening in April, and they decided to start building this terminal about 7 weeks ago. In the middle of winter in Philadelphia. Good move. I was told that there are.
It's not like they've had a lot of snow in the Northeast this winter.
No, and I was told that there are some backup plans. So I was like, is there any chance this cruise is going to be put? She's like, oh, no, this cruise is happening. We have backup plans. Okay, so maybe. You have a good week too, Douglas. So if you want to come with us to Philadelphia, April 16th through the 23rd, this will be the very first cruise out of Philadelphia in nearly 20 years. We're going to sail out of Philly. We're going to go to Bermuda overnight. We're going to go to Charleston, South Carolina. This is being hosted by the amazing Tony and Jenny B from La Lita Loca. So if you want to hang out with them, there will be 3 sea days. On each of those sea days, there will be a group event. I've got a venue booked for, there's about 200 people on this one. So I have a venue booked for each of the 3 sea days, and we will be doing a group event on each of the 3 sea days. So if you want to meet with Tony and Lalito Loca, then you want to do that. Judy, it's actually Philiport that's building it. It's not the Delaware River Port Authority. From at least from the articles, they say it's Philiport building it. Philiport is the people responsible for building it, so at least according to the article. So the Norwegian Jewel. So come with us and have a great time. If you want to come to Italy with us, which, by the way, Tony and Jenny B are coming to Italy with us. They're just coming along. I twisted Tony's arm and said, you should come to Italy with us. He's like, okay. So he's coming to Italy with us. October 23rd through November 2nd of this year, the Celebrity Constellation. I'm going through these fast. Go to my website, where'swaltertravel.com. Click on group travel. All of our group trips are right there. So if you want to come cruise with us, certainly look at that. But the Best of Italy and Croatia, October 23rd through November 2nd of this year. It is going to be, we're starting in Ravenna. We're going to Split, Dubrovnik, Kotor, Messina, Salerno, Portofino, La Spezia, and Civitavecchia. Somebody mentioned earlier on the show that this same ship has been switched over to Trieste, so we're going to have to look at that and see if they switched ours as well.
Currently still saying Ravenna.
Huh?
Currently still saying Ravenna on the
website?
Well, on our app.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna take a look and see if anything came in. So the Celebrity Constellation, 10 nights, Ravenna to Rome. And then if you want to, you can do a back-to-back cruise, which is what Rebecca and I are doing, because the ship will be making a 15-day transatlantic crossing after that to San Juan. And that's gonna include Valencia, Cartagena, Malaga, Tangier, St. Martin, and then we end up in San Juan. So you could do a full 25 days on the ship like we're going to do. That's the Celebrity Constellation. And let's see, last but not least, we've got Mindy is doing, if you want to go to Hawaii, and you want to do it this year, and you want to do it in a really cool way, Mindy and Eric are doing this. It's the Sapphire Princess, November 22nd through December 12th of 2026. 19 days, 6 ports. You will start out in Los Angeles. You're going to end up in Tokyo, Japan. That's where the ship is going to end up. But along the way, you're going to go to Hawaii. You go to Maui, Kilo, Kona, Honolulu, Nawili, which is Maui.
No, yeah, that's Kauai.
That's Kauai. And then you'll end up in Tokyo. So if you want to see any of this stuff, it is all on our website. Just go to where'swaltertravel.com, click on group travel. You're going to see all of these amazing cruises that are up there right now. And I mean, we have a lot of them. We're very excited. So that's been an hour and a half, people. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. So I've got meetings starting up. In fact, my landlord is coming over. We have and you can't have him, but we have the most amazing landlord. He's actually going to renovate our kitchen. We just had, I made an offhand remark that I wish the kitchen was open instead of a galley kitchen. And he's like, oh, well, let's go look at it. He's bringing over a contractor today to look at it. I love our landlords. We have the best. You can't have him. I'm not even going to tell you who he is. But folks, if we can help you in any way plan your travels, I mean, thank you so much for all of your support. I mean, it's been absolutely just stonking amazing. I mean, I'm just amazed. Y'all have been so supportive of us, and I can't thank you enough for all of that support. If you weren't here earlier at the KHM Crystal Conference, which we just got done with, we were named the top travel agent for Oceania Cruises, the top travel agent for Virgin Voyages, and we also happen to be the top travel agent for the state of Florida for KHM Travel Group. So you guys are absolutely amazing for supporting us. So thank you for all of that. And I think, keep an eye out, I'll send an email out. I think I'm gonna be back on Thursday night on YouTube with AMA Waterways. So if you have questions about that, join us at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube this coming Thursday night. Keep an eye out. I will confirm that. And if not, we will be back here next Sunday. We'll be back here. We'll be back here next Sunday to answer your questions at 10:30 a.m. So wherever you are in this amazing world, have an awesome day, and thanks so much for tuning in. How did that happen? Guys, you're still there. I lost my video. I'm on the wrong camera. Okay, well, bye. Oh, we're just having so many technical